Welcome dear student to our YouTube channel. Today we will do practice section on carboxylic acid, some questions from aldehyde and ketone, and next some other important chapters in coming lectures for your upcoming board exams. So we'll start. The first question is here. You should answer it first. After that I will clarify the answer with reason. So first, give IPAC name. First question from IPAC name. Give IPAC name. IUPAC name of the compound. The compounds. First question is you should answer it first. After that, I will give you the answer with reason. So, if you have tried, mark that all hydrocarbons are present in the rest part of the compound, excluding the first part. In the first part, what happened? The carbon or the terminal carbon is a functional group, and the functional group belongs to carboxylic acid. As it is a functional group containing carbon atom, that's why the number 1 position will start from the carbon atom of the functional group, and the numbering will progress for the selection of longest continuous carbon chain, giving priority to the substitution groups. So how we will decide the substitution group? We can decide the substitution group depending upon the ends, and it is one end, it is another end, it is another end, it is another end. So two ends gives idea that the compound is straight chain or straight chain organic compound. If a straight chain organic compound contains more than two ends and the rest ends express the branches, that means here the two rest branches are present. That's why the two branches will be called as or termed as substitution group, and the name will be, it is the longest chain or the parent chain, and you know that the carboxylic acid has the IPAC name, that is alkanoic acid. Alkanoic acid. That's why the name will be butanoic acid, or the name for the parent chain will be butanoic acid. Butanoic acid. But here two sir, because the parent chain is the longest continuous carbon chain and the 4 carbon are expressed by the word root but, and you know that from the IPAC name of carboxylic acid, that is alkanoic acid, so we have written butanoic acid. And the second and third carbon, the second and third carbon contains identical groups. That's why the name will be, it is the methyl group, you know, so it belongs to the alkyl group, and the n value in 1, it is called as methyl group, it is another methyl group. So 2 and 3 carbon contains methyl group. That's why the name will be 2,3 dimethyl, 2,3 dimethyl butanoic acid will be the name for the given compound. So moving for the next question from IPAC name. So the second question for you from IPAC name. You should mark that so you should try first by satisfying the valency of carbon with hydrogen. So First, you should try the IPC name. After that, I will give you the answer. In this case, what happened? It is the functional group. It is the functional group. It is the functional group, and the functional group here no other functional group are present. That's why it is the terminal carbon, and it is also a functional group. That's why the number one position will start from the carbon atom and it will progress to the carbon to who is the functional group is attached. So the number two position will be here. If you will go to this direction, it will be 3 4 carbon, but if you will move to this direction, 3 4 5 carbon will come. That's why the numbering will progress to this direction, neither to this direction, because if you move to this direction, the short chain carbon will be produced. That's why we always follow the rule, the longest continuous carbon chain selection. That's why we have numbered to this direction, and due to presence of 5 carbon, the name of the parent chain will be pentanoic acid, and it is the pentanoic acid. I have first written the name of the parent chain is pentanoic acid, and in this case you mark that this portion is the substituent group, but you cannot number this, because if you number this, it will have some different name. But mark that it contains 3 carbon, so 3 carbon are present in whole. What I have mentioned in dotted line structure, it is the dotted. In this portion, 3 carbon are present, and the hydrogen number is 7, it is the C3H7. You know that alkyl group has the general formula CnH2n plus 1 and CnH2n plus 1 bond. In this case, if we will put here 3, so the value will be 3, and 3 multiplied with 2, 6, and plus of 1 will be 7. So C3H7 belongs to alkyl group, but you know that if the carbon are interlinked or bonded with each other in a straight chain, then it will be called as propyl. But in this case, what happened? The straight chain is not present. It has been rearranged to give the isomeric part. Because it is CS, it is not CH2. It is not CH2 because 2 CH3 parts are present, and it is the rearranged structure. It is the rearranged structure of this propyl group, and the propyl it will be called here as isopropyl because it the isomerism occur. In this case, isomerism occur. C3H7 here undergoes for isomerism. That's why the name will not be propyl, because if this part is present here, it will be called as propyl. But here the isomeric part is present of propyl. Why it is called as isomeric? Because here C3H7 is present. It is also 3,3H7. It is also C3H7, and it is the rearranged part of this part. It is the rearranged part of this part. That's why it is called as isopropyl, and it is bonded to the carbon, that is the second carbon. That's why I am writing here to express the locand of the isopropyl group. So the name will be 2-isopropyl, 2-isopropyl, and we have already written the name of the parent chain, which is the pentanoic acid, and in this way we have completed the IPC name for the given compound. In this way you can conclude different IPC name questions coming in your board exams. So I am also telling another format. It may come in use. Mark that any acid which has the ending IC acid, you can also mark here IC acid can also be written as ATE. So the 6 letter IC and acid is a 6 letters can be replaced by 3 letters called as ATE. So the name can be expressed as butanoate, NOATE. ATE can replace the IC acid part, and IC acid part can also be expressed by your ATE. So the name can be 2-isopropyl pentanoate or 2,3-dimethyl butanoate. In this way, you can conclude the IPC name coming from the carboxylic acid section. So moving for next questions. we'll slowly practice different questions with the explanations. So moving for the second question. The second question is from your chemical property section of carboxylic acid. So in this case, you should mark that it is the acetic acid here. The acetic acid, or you can say it as it is a common name for this compound. You can say it is a ethanoic acid. In this case, what happens? I will just add NaOH here. NaOH here. So here I am writing NaOH. So you should mark or you should identify the product A. Mainly write the product. I am not explaining, not want your byproduct, or you can tell it, you can mark it as AB if you want to write the byproduct here. So A will be the main product, B will be the byproduct, and if it will react with the soda lime, so what will be the product C? What is the product C and D? And I am writing here identify A, B, C and D in the given reaction. A, B, C and D in the given reaction. You should try first. I have already mentioned you that this question belongs to the chemical property section. So you should think which portion you have learned about this reaction. So if you have tried, mark that the acetic acid, and the acetic acid due to acidic nature reacts with the base because it is a base, and the base upon reaction with acid produces a salt, and the salt which will be produced, it will be due to the release of H plus ion and release the reaction of the OH minus ion. It is the Na plus, it is the minus part. So the sodium will go to the acetate part, that is the CH3, COO minus will receive the Na, it is the sodium acetate or sodium salt of acetic acid, or you can tell the IPC name sodium ethanoate because it has the IPC name ethanoic acid or ethanoate. I have told how to ethanoic acid is connected to ATE. So sodium ethanoate, the salt which belongs to the A section, it is the A section here, plus of the byproduct, that is the water. So this byproduct has no use for further reaction. That's why I have initially told not to write B, but if you have interested, write that. And it is the main product. For this main product will react with soda lime. You know that soda lime has the chemical formula, that is sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide are togetherly called as soda lime, and between them sodium hydroxide has the reactivity power, it catalyzes the reaction, and in temperature, with mild temperature, the sodium hydroxide will react with the sodium salt of carboxylic acid, and this reaction will be catalyzed by the calcium oxide, we are togetherly called as soda lime. These are the soda lime portion, and the soda lime, mark that the sodium will remove the carbonate part with the sodium carbonate, this will be released, Na. You know that carbonate has the ionic formula, that is CO3 2 minus, and sodium has the ionic formula Na plus, and in this case what will happen, the sodium will combine with the carbonate, resulting in the formation of Na2CO3. It will be the byproduct. Na2CO3 will be the byproduct, and the rest main product will be CH3. This hydrogen will combine with the CH3, that mark that CH3 will combine with the hydrogen atom of the sodium hydroxide, resulting in the main product, that is CH3 bond H, or you can write it CH4, that is the methane part here, and it is the methane, and this portion is the groups, it comes under the C, and you mark that the D is here, D is the byproduct, that is the Na2CO3, and Na2CO3 in the, it is the D section here, not B. This type of question are mainly asked in your competitive exams as well as in board exams. So you should practice such type of question. So write fast. After that we will go for some more questions. So we will do more practice from this portion in the coming lecture. If you like the video, share the channel with your friends. Thank you.